Now starts up. So the second Micromax race of the weekend about to get underway. Here's your grid. So on pole position will be Niklas Casarino, and alongside will be Alexander Klugel in the numbers 12 and 80 respectively. Gabriel Hoffmann and Tom Heger in the 95 and the 88 will round out row number 2. Maxim Becker in the 55 and Kenyon Washington in the 14, that's row 3. Oleg Glan in the 18 and Maximilian Pilch in the 11, that is row number 4. Completing the top 10, it's Matthias Schult and Leopold Juch in the 50 and the 13 respectively, with Noah Janssen and Christos Malakos in the 31 and the 27. And it looks like we've got the number 18 of Oleg Glan actually stuck downstairs trying to start the Rotax engine. So we do go onto the formation lap. So it looks like Oleg Glan will be starting from the end of the pit lane once the remaining drivers have been released. 9 minutes on the clock plus an additional lap set to get underway very, very shortly. Red lights now put on the starting gantry. And it will be Casarino and Klugel that will control the rolling start pace as we now are on the formation lap. So we're just waiting for 4 more drivers that are currently out on the formation lap to catch up to the rest of the field. And then when they come through the final chicane, they'll then be informed to slow down. And that will allow the rest of the field to bunch up and get them into position. So Casarino, Klugel, Hoffmann, Reger and Becker. Those are the top 5 drivers on the grid. So Micromax come round, the final corner here at Muelsen, ready to get their second race of the day underway. Revs rise. Do we go lights out? We are off and we are racing. As Klugel trying to get into the initial lead going into turn 2 for the first time, going towards the outside. So Casarino leads, Klugel in second. Looks like Kenyon Washington's already got up into 4th place, so has gained 2 positions after the initial start phase there, as the entire field making its way into the infield for the first time. Casarino still leads. Klugel now being chased down, and it looks like there's a move being attempted up the inside by Gabriel Hoffmann, who then has got Kenyon Washington just behind, and then it's Tom Reger in 5th place. So the entire field still circulating as they go down the back part of the circuit. As Maxim Becker trying and get past Tom Reger for position. Might have made the move before the penultimate right-hander. As very shortly we will get through to complete lap number 1. But Niklas Casarino is currently leading. Alexander Klugel is in second, but is being chased down by Gabriel Hoffmann. Kenyon Washington in 4th place. Then it's Tom Heger, Maxim Becker, Maximilian Pilch. Oh, we've had a couple of carts come together off of the exit of turn 2. Make that 3. A 5-second penalty handed to the leader of all people, Niklas Casarino, has been given a 5-second penalty for by race control. So quite a few drivers involved. 3 carts there off of turn number 2, And the battle for second position now being battled between, or make that third place, I think that might be Gabriel Hofmann and Maximilian Pilch, who has now been able to make up some ground as a result of the 3 karts that went off of turn 2. Just under 6 minutes and 50 seconds, plus additional lap. Drivers using very, very different racing lines in order to get the optimum traction coming out of the corners. And sometimes when you see a driver going very, very wide through into a corner rather than hitting the apex, sometimes the tyres bite down on the tarmac and gain that extra bit of traction. And we've also had the 55 Maxime Becker being given a 5-second penalty. So Casarino has a 1.622 second lead over Alexander Klugel. So in the next 6 minutes and 10 seconds plus a lap, Nicolas Casarino needs to have at least 5.1 seconds advantage in the lead of the race, as Gabriel Hofmann is just trying to get past, I think that was Christos Malakos, for what is 9th position. So 5-second penalties given also now to the 95 of Gabriel Hofmann. So Casarino has been given a penalty, and also the number 55 of... so all 3 drivers were found to have had all 4 wheels outside of their respective corridors going through the tram lines on the start phase. So it's 2 wheels out, it's an automatic 3-second penalty, 5 seconds if it's all 4 wheels out on the start. So that is going to change quite a lot. But Nicolas Casarino now needs to just get the head down and go for it, and just put in the lap times, and has started responding accordingly. 1.6 seconds on lap 2 was the gap between Casarino and Alexander Klugel, but now it is up to 2.258 seconds, as there's a nice little battle here for third place, and that is including Maxime Becker, who's got Maximilian Pilch trying to close down for what is effectively third place. And just behind you've got Ole Glan, who started from the pits, now up into 5th position, and is battling with Tom Reger in the 88. Hoffman not too far behind now in the number 95. Now we've had a turnaround, and that is Tom Reger that's gone off into the gravel. So driver gets out of the kart, trying to move it unassisted. So yellow flags being waved. Marshall now running to the site of the spin around there. So in that particular part, double waved yellows, so no overtaking permitted. And now Nicolas Casarino has a 3.985 second advantage over Alexander Klugel. Kenyon Washington has unfortunately DNF'd and is out of the second race. But we'll have another opportunity later on this afternoon. Maxime Becker, Maximilian Pilch and Ole Glan ran out the top 5 places, followed by Gabriel Hofmann and Christos Malakos. So Tom Reger looks to have gotten back on the circuit and started circulating again. As the battle between Becker and Pilch for third place definitely starting to get very, very intense as they go through the final chicane, through the right-left, onto the short blast up to the penultimate corner on the circuit. 2 minutes and 50 plus an additional lap still to go. Nicolas Casarino trying to extend that gap. Crosses the line. There's a 1 minute 16.365. And the gap now is 3.8 seconds because Alexander Klugel has now just put in a 1 minute 16.251. As Becker and Pilch still battling tooth and nail over third position. They were 0.3 of a second exactly apart last time around when they completed lap number 5. Oleg Glahn and Gabriel Hofmann now still competing. This is over 5th position, but Hofmann will be dropping down the order as a result of being one of 3 drivers that have had a 5-second penalty. And Hofmann looks to have made the move past, or not the case. But then Oleg Glahn goes back up the inside to retake the position nice and cleanly through the penultimate chicane on the circuit. So just over 90 seconds remaining, and Becker and Pilch still battling away over P3. So Casarino will complete lap number 6. Gap was 3.871 seconds and is now 3.2. So Alexander Klugel, who has just set the fastest lap of the race, has gone quicker, 1 minute 15.724. Battle for 3rd place on the road, but not necessarily in the eventual results. Still wages on. 60 seconds on the clock remaining, so effectively, depending on when Nicolas Casarino crosses the line, as we've now had a 5-second penalty handed to Kenyon Washington, I believe, just showing on the digital flag. So the battle for 3rd place, and then also the battle for 3rd place, and also the battle for what is 5th. Will be continuing on until the checkered flag. So Casarino now crosses the line once again to complete lap number 6. And crosses the line with 8 seconds on the clock remaining. So this plus an additional lap. He's now extended the gap to 3.773 seconds. So to be safe, Nicolas Casarino has to find 6.5 tenths of a second a lap at the very least to ensure the victory for race 2. We were waiting for Tom Reger to come across the line, who does now, as there has been a change of position once again. Gabriel Hofmann has now been overtaken and nearly comes into contact with Oleg Glahn there. But still, the pair is still battling away. Casarino will now get the last lap board in the number 12 from Nice Racing. But the gap does not look to have been that far extended. Or has it? Just under 3.1 seconds between Nicolas Casarino now there's been a bit of a moment there. That's for Oleg Glahn off of the penultimate corner on the race, on the circuit, and drops a couple of positions as a result of that. So that allows Gabriel Hofmann to get away. But in front, Christos Malakos gets past by Noah Janssen in the 31, as now Oleg Glahn trying to get up at least a position before the end of the race, as the leader now coming through into the penultimate chicane here at the circuit, which is Nice Racing's Nicolas Casarino. So just another 3 to 4 corners for the number 12 to negotiate it, as we've had more dramas off on the infield. And Oleg Glahn looks to be dropping all the way back. So the checkered flag now being prepared to wave for Micromax race number 2 here at Muelsen. Nicolas Casarino will cross the line on the road first. However, judging by the gap, and it's not going to be enough, 2.417 seconds, and that effectively promotes Alexander Klugel to first on the road, but will put Casarino second when the time has been added post-race. Maximilian Pilch third, Maxim Becker fourth. They've just adjusted the time, so Alexander Klugel takes the win. Nicolas Casarino in second, Maximilian Pilch in third, Gabriel Hoffmann showing in fourth, but drops to sixth behind Maxim Becker and Noah Janssen, who rounds out the top five. Christos Malakos in seventh, ahead of Leopold Jouch, Ole Glan and Matthias Schulze, as we wait to see when Tom Reja crosses the line, and the 88 will do so, as Kenyon Washington, unfortunately, was the only retiree after a three-kart incident off of turn number 4. So it's one to Nicolas Casarino and the other victory to Alexander Klugel.